Hey guys, tonight we begin with the remarkable resilience and, let's say, creative discomfort tolerance of the Viking people who somehow managed to survive Scandinavian winters without central heating. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here, and let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. It's always fascinating to see who's joining us from around the world. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, or a space heater if you're feeling historically dishonest. And let's ease into tonight's journey together. I am Ira, a daughter of the frost, standing on the edge of Oslo's frozen fjords, where the wind screams like 1,000 angry spirits, and the night stretches so long it feels like the sun has forsaken us. It's the 9th century, and winter here isn't just cold, it's a living, breathing beast clawing at my bones with fingers of ice, the air plummeting to -20 degrees Fahrenheit. So bitter it steals the breath from my lungs and turns it to glittering clouds that vanish into the dark. My heart pounds as I pull my wool cloak tighter, its weight a fragile shield against the merciless chill. This is no mere season, a rough-hewn fortress of timber and turf that holds my family, our livestock, and our stubborn will to survive. The world outside is a frozen abyss, but inside there's warmth, there's life, there's us huddled together, defying the cold with every breath. Lean in, because this tale of Viking grit is woven with mystery, resilience, and a fire that burns brighter than the frost can extinguish. Let me pull you into our smoky, crowded world, where sleep is both sanctuary and strategy, and every night is a victory won against the dark. The longhouse looms before me, its low silhouette barely visible through the swirling snow, a beacon of survival in a landscape that wants us dead. Its walls, nearly 3 feet thick, are a patchwork of timber and turf, packed tight with moss and straw to trap every precious degree of heat. The sod roof, heavy with grass and dirt, sags under the weight of snow, but it holds firm, a defiant barrier against the elements. Sometimes, in the dim light, I see a sprout of green pushing through the roof, a tiny act of rebellion against winter's grip, and it makes me smile. Just a small slit near the roof, a grudging concession to the smoke that curls from the fire pit inside. That fire is our heart, our lifeblood, a long trench of glowing embers that pushes the air inside to a bearable 50 degrees Fahrenheit, even when the world beyond is a frozen wasteland of preserved fish, a smell that's both home and hardship. Step inside with me, and you'll feel the shift the cold's bite dulls, replaced by a heavy, smoky warmth that wraps around you like a rough embrace. The air is thick, stinging my eyes and coating my throat, but it's alive, pulsing with the breaths of my family and the low grunts of our animals, her small frame buried under a reindeer hide. These platforms are our beds, stuffed with straw and moss, not soft but forgiving enough to ease the ache of a long day. I slide in beside her, my wool tunic scratching against my skin, because stripping down in this cold is a fool's game. Coarse fibers, a reminder of the hours we spent spinning by firelight. Astrid's breath is warm against my shoulder, and I feel a pang of love so sharp it catches in my chest. This closeness, this shared warmth, is more than survival, it's a bond that winter can't break, at the far end of the longhouse. In a low-walled section we call the byre, our cow Bruna stands Rumana, her massive body radiating heat like a small furnace. She's no pet, but her warmth is a gift, pumping out enough heat to rival the fire pit. The sheep and goats shuffle nearby, their soft bleats a quiet counterpoint to the fire's crackle. This is no ordinary home, it's a survival pod, a cramped, smoky cocoon where humans and animals coexist in a delicate dance of necessity. Bruna's breath steams in the chilly air, and I rest my hand on her flank, grateful for the warmth that seeps through my fingers. His silence is a comfort, a steady presence that anchors us all every night before I sleep. I carve a rune into the bedpost, a jagged symbol of protection taught to me by my mother, Ingrid. The knife scrapes against the wood, and the act is a quiet prayer, a plea to the gods to keep the spirits at bay. Astrid watches, her eyes wide with wonder, and asks if the runes hold real power. Howls like a demon. The smoke from the fire curls upward, pooling in the rafters and blackening the ceiling. But it's a blessing in disguise. My lungs burn with every breath, but I've learned to love the haze. It means we're alive, we're warm, we're winning. There's a mystery to this life, a strange alchemy that turns hardship into strength. The longhouse is more than walls, and fire, it's a testament to our defiance. Every crack stuffed with animal hair, every layer of sod, is a choice to outlast the cold. I think of you, tucked under a soft blanket with a thermostat set to warm, and I wonder if you can feel the thrill of this fight. Small body presses against mine, her breathing slow and steady, and I feel a surge of protectiveness. She's so young, yet already learning the weight of winter. Power guarding us through the night. Sleep here is a strategy, a deliberate act of survival, and every snore from Leaf, my brother, sprawled across his platform, is a small triumph. The smoke is a constant companion, a heavy presence that clings to everything. It stings my eyes, makes Astrid cough in her sleep, and I worry for her, though there's no other way. The fire must burn, or we'd freeze. The tiny smoke hole in the roof tries to help, but it's no match for the thick haze that settles like a ghost. Yet, there's beauty in it. This smoke preserves our food, keeps pests at bay, and wraps us in a strange, acrid embrace. I've heard tales of far-off lands, where people breathe clean air all winter, and I can't imagine it. This is our world, raw and unyielding, where every breath is a fight one. Torin's shadow moves against the wall, his hands steady as he stokes the fire, and I feel a swell of gratitude. I lie awake, the winds wail a reminder of the world beyond our walls. It's a place of ice and shadow, where a single misstep could mean death. Yet, here we are, warm and alive, our longhouse, a fortress of grit and hope. I think of my grandmother's stories, of winters so fierce they froze the fjords solid, yet our people endured. That blood runs in me, in Astrid, in Leaf, in every soul under this roof. We're not just surviving. The thought sends a shiver of pride through me, stronger than the cold. I pull the reindeer hide closer, its musky scent grounding me, and I feel the weight of our story. It's not just about staying warm, it's about staying human, staying whole, staying us. The longhouse hums with life, even in the dead of night. The fire crackles, Bruna snorts softly, and Leaf's snores rumble like distant thunder. Astrid stirs, murmuring in her sleep, and I stroke her hair, my heart aching with love. This is our fight, our mystery, our triumph. Every night we sleep, we win. Every morning we wake, we prove the winter wrong. I think of you, listening to this tale, and I hope you feel it, the spark of defiance, the warmth of family, the thrill of survival. Support fuels our fire, pushing us to share more tales of Viking courage that'll keep you riveted until the very last word. The cold outside is a living thing, a predator that tests us every day, but inside, we're stronger. The longhouse is our shield, its walls a mosaic of survival moss, straw, and animal hair stuffed into every gap. The sod roof, thick with earth, holds the snow at bay, and the packed earth floor, layered with straw, cushions our steps. We change the straw when it grows rank, a chore that Astrid hates, but does with a grin when I tease her. The fire pit is our sun, its embers glowing like a promise. Torin taught me to tend it carefully, to balance the logs so the flames don't die. It's a skill, a ritual, a lifeline. The smoke it produces is both curse and savior, stinging our eyes but saving our food. I've learned to squint through the haze, to breathe shallowly, to love the way it makes the longhouse feel alive. Astrid's questions about the runes linger in my mind. Do they work? I don't know, but I carve them anyway, each stroke a defiance of the unknown. The gods may be watching, or they may not, but the act itself is power. It's hope etched into wood, a symbol of our refusal to bow. I think of the stories we'll tell come spring, of nights spent carving, of fires that never failed, of a family that held fast. The Lovend, it's heavy, but it's ours. As I drift towards sleep, Astrid's warmth beside me, I know we'll wake to fight another day. Stick with us to the end, and you'll see how we turn winter's wrath into a tale of triumph. Imagine standing in the heart of Reykjavik, where the wind howls like a vengeful spirit, slicing through the air at a bone-chilling 10 degrees Fahrenheit, and the snow falls so thick it feels like the sky itself is trying to bury you alive. I am Ira, a Viking woman of 20 winters, and this is my battlefield, not one of swords or shields, but of wool, woven with love and grit to keep the frost at bay. In the 9th century, winter is no mere inconvenience. Us with icy claws that could freeze a heart mid-beat. Yet, as I pull my fur-lined cloak tighter, the amber amulet at my belt glinting like a promise, I feel a fire in my chest, defiant warmth that says we Vikings don't just survive, we thrive. My clothes are my armor, spun from the sheep we raise, dyed with the berries we gather, and stitched with the dreams of my family. This is no ordinary tale of dressing for the cold. It's a saga of resilience, creativity, and the stubborn will to live, woven into every thread. Step into my world, where every layer is a story, every stitch a victory, and let me hook you with a mystery. How did we turn wool into a weapon against winter's wrath? Stay with me, and I'll unravel the secrets of our survival, thread by thread, until the very end. The longhouse in Oslo, where my family huddles against the cold, is a smoky haven. But it's outside where winter tests us most. The air bites my face as I step into the snow, the wind whipping my cloak like a sail. My mother, Ingrid, taught me that wool is our lifeline, a gift from the gods that holds warmth even when soaked by sleet. My first layer is a linen shift, light and breathable, a rare treasure that feels like a whisper against my skin. Not everyone in our village can afford linen. It's costly, fragile, a luxury spun from flax we trade for in summer markets. But over it goes my true armor, a wool tunic, dyed a deep indigo with woad we harvested last fall. The color is my pride, a splash of defiance against the gray-white world outside. My trousers are wool too, snug and sturdy, wrapped with long strips of fabric that hug my legs like a second skin, keeping the cold from creeping in. These aren't just clothes. They're a declaration that I won't bow to the frost. My cloak is my masterpiece, a heavy woolen shield lined with rabbit fur, soft as a whisper, but warm enough to face a Reykjavik blizzard. I pin it with a bronze brooch, its swirling patterns, a reminder of the sagas my father Thorin tells by firelight. At my belt I carry a small leather pouch with a flint, a knife, and my amber amulet, a smooth, golden stone said to hold the sun's warmth. It was a gift from Thorin, passed down from his mother, and I touch it for luck as I step into the storm. The amulet is more than decoration. It's a talisman, a spark of hope in a world where the cold can kill in hours. I feel its weight against my hip, a quiet promise that spring will come, and it steadies me. My boots, crafted from cowhide and sealed with seal fat, crunch through the snow, their greasy scent a strange comfort. They're not pretty, but they're tough, keeping my feet dry even when I wade through drifts a foot deep. Some in our village go further, sewing capes from animal intestines, cleaned, dried, and stitched into a waterproof shell. The smell lingers, like a fish left too long in the sun. But when the snow turns to sleet, I envy their ingenuity. Wool is more than fabric. It's our lifeblood, born from the sheep we raise on our rocky farm. Every spring, we shear them, their fleece a tangled treasure that Ingrid and I transform into survival. Spinning is my sanctuary, a rhythm that calms the chaos of winter. I sit by the fire, the spindle twirling in my hands, the wool twisting into yarn as Ingrid hums an old song. My fingers, once clumsy, now move with a grace I didn't know I had, each thread a small act of defiance. Astrid, my little sister, watches with wide eyes, her hands itching to try. I let her spin, laughing as the yarn tangles, and I feel a swell of love, so fierce it warms me more than the fire. We weave in the evenings, our loom a sturdy frame by the hearth, where we create patterns of crimson and green, like the auroras that dance above Oslo on clear nights. The colors are our rebellion, a burst of life in a season that wants us dead. Ingrid says each pattern tells a story of our family, our land, our godsend. I believe her. Every thread is a memory, every weave a hope. The act of weaving is a kind of magic, a way to turn raw fleece into armor that keeps us alive. Ingrid and I spend hours at the loom, our hands moving in sync, the firelight casting shadows that dance like spirits, echoes, the fish Thorin caught last summer, but also of dreams. Ingrid wants a cloak, so fine it could be traded in Bergen for silver. I dream of sailing beyond the fjords, seeing lands where winter doesn't rule. This isn't just work, it's creation, a way to weave our hopes into something tangible. Astrid joins us sometimes, her small hands fumbling but eager, and I see the spark in her eyes. She's learning not just to weave, but to dream, to believe in a future beyond the frost. The loom creaks, the fire crackles, and I feel the weight of our legacy in every thread. Outside, the cold is relentless, a thief that steals warmth in seconds. I've seen frostbite claim fingers, heard tales of travelers lost in storms, their cloaks too thin to save them. But not us. Our wool is our shield, our defiance, our art. My hat, mittens, and scarf are felted wool, beaten into a dense, windproof mat that laughs at the blizzard. Astrid hides her chilly fingers in her cloak, and I tease her, but I understand. Winter doesn't care about pride, only survival. Yet there's beauty in this fight. My cloak, dyed with berries we picked under a summer sun, is a canvas of memories. The red streaks remind me of the day Astrid fell into the berry patch, her face stained with juice, her laughter brighter than the sun. The green swirls echo the pines that stand sentinel around our farm. Every piece of clothing is a story, a piece of us, and wearing it feels like carrying my family with me. The amber amulet swings at my belt, its warmth a quiet comfort as I trudge through the snow. Of Torin's love, of the ancestors who wore it before me. I think of you, pulling on a modern jacket, zipping up against a chilly day, and I smile. Our wool is our Gore-Tex, our Patagonia, our everything. It's not just about staying warm, it's about who we are. The cold can howl, but I'm ready, my layers a testament to our resilience. I feel the winds bite, but I also feel the fire. Within me a fire fueled by Ingrid's lessons, Astrid's laughter, and the wool that binds us. If this tale of Viking armor, woven with love and grit, has hooked you, hit that subscribe button to join us for more stories of how we turned winter into a triumph. Your support keeps our fire burning, inspiring us to share more sagas of survival. The process of making our clothes is a labor of love, a cycle that ties us to the seasons. In summer, we shear the sheep, their fleece a tangled mess that smells of earth and lanolin. Ingrid and I card it, combing out the knots until it's soft as a cloud. Spinning comes next, the spindle a blur in my hands, the wool twisting into yarn that's strong enough to hold a family together. We dye it with berries and roots, red from madder, blue from woad, green from nettles, each color a memory of warmer days. The loom is our canvas, where we weave stories into the fabric. A stripe for the dayleaf caught his first fish, a swirl for the night we saw the aurora. Astrid begs to help, her small fingers clumsy but determined, and I let her, because this is her legacy too. The wool is more than thread, and I marvel at our ingenuity. The cold is a beast, but we've tamed it with wool. My cloak flaps in the wind, its fur lining brushing my neck, and I feel like a warrior, not for battle, but for life. Tight, smelling of fishar, a grim reminder of what we'll do to survive. I've tried one, its slick surface, oddly warm, and though I gagged at the smell, I respected its power. My mittens, felted until they're dense as stone, keep my hands from freezing as I gather firewood. Is a hug I carry with me. Every piece of clothing is a choice, a stand against the cold that wants us dead. I think of the stories we'll tell, weaving by firelight, of wearing wool like armor, of surviving with style. The cold tests us, but it also binds us. Ingrid and I sit by the loom, the longhouse glowing with firelight, and we talk of the future. She dreams of a cloak that could buy us a new cow, I dream of seeing the world, of sailing to lands where the sun doesn't hide for months. But for now, we weave, our hands moving as one, the wool a bridge between us. Astrid's laughter fills the air, and I feel a warmth that no fire can match. This is our strength, our magic, our saga. The wool we wear is more than fabric. It's a testament to our endurance, a shield against the frost, a story we carry on our shoulders. As I pull my cloak tight, the amber amulet glinting, I know we'll make it through another winter. Turned the coldest nights into a tale of triumph, one layer at a time. The wind screams through Bergen's fjords, a bone-rattling -15 degrees Fahrenheit that feels like the gods themselves are exhaling frost to test our souls. I am Ira, a Viking woman of 20 winters, standing in the heart of this frozen world, my breath a fleeting cloud in the endless night. In the 9th century, winter is no mere season, it's a beast, a relentless force that could swallow us whole if we falter. But we don't. In our Oslo longhouse, the hearth burns like a defiant heart, its flames weaving warmth into the smoky air as I stir a pot of stew, the scent of venison and turnips curling around me like a promise. This isn't just food, it's survival, a lifeline that fuels our bodies and lulls us into the deep sleep we need to face another icy dawn. Every bite is a battle won, every meal a ritual that binds my family, my mother, Ingrid, my father, Torin, my brother Leif, and my little sister Astridin, a dance of resilience and hope. There's a mystery here, a secret in the steam and sustenance that keeps us alive. How did we Vikings turn simple ingredients into a shield against winter's wrath? Step into my world, where every spoonful carries a story, and let me hook you. With a tale so raw and vivid, you'll feel the warmth of our hearth in your bones. Stay until the end, and I'll unravel how we feasted through the freeze. Turning hunger into triumph, the longhouse is a haven. Its 70-foot frame, a fortress of timber and turf that holds the cold at bay. Inside, the air is thick with smoke, stinging my eyes as I lean over the hearth, but it's a small price for the 50 degrees Fahrenheit warmth that wraps us like a mother's embrace. The fire pit, a long trench of glowing embers, is the soul of our home, and tonight I'm tending it with Leif, my brother, whose grin cuts through the haze like a ray of summer sun. We're cooking stewer, thick, hearty mix of venison from Torin's last hunt, barley we stored in autumn, and turnips dug from the frozen earth. It's not fancy, but it's life, bubbling in a pot over flames that never sleep. Each stir of the ladle is a prayer, a promise that we'll wake tomorrow, our bodies fueled for another day of defiance. Astrid hovers nearby, her 12-year curiosity pulling her close, though she wrinkles her nose at the sharp tang of preserved herring hanging above. I laugh, teasing her, but my heart swells. She's learning, just as I did, that food is our armor, our comfort, our victory. Our diet is built for survival, a calculated assault on the cold that demands 2,500 calories a day to keep us warm and strong. The stew is our mainstay, a slow-simmered blend that sticks to our ribs and warms us from the inside out. We toss in whatever we have: chunks of meat, oats, root vegetables, even sour milk to thicken it. Tanned, let it cook until it's a meal that could wrestle winter itself. Herring, smoked and salted in the summer, is another lifeline. it's pungent. Bite, a reminder of the sea that sustains us. Lutefisk, that strange, lice-soaked fish, is a dare we take. Its jelly-like texture, a challenge I swallow with a grimace, knowing it won't spoil, even in the deepest freeze. Astrid calls it slimy courage, and I laugh, but she's not wrong. Every bite is a choice to endure, a defiance of the -15 degrees Fahrenheit world outside that wants us weak. Dairy is our pride, a treasure from warmer months when our cows and goats grazed freely. Hard, salty cheese, stored in wheels as big as my head, is a Viking's delight, tough, chewy, and packed with the strength we need. We gnaw it like wolves, savoring its sharp tang, and I feel a surge of gratitude for the animals that keep us fed. Skyr, a sour, yogurt-like paste, is another gem, its protein a jolt that powers us through long nights. It's like eating resolve, each spoonful a slap of flavor that wakes the senses. I remember Ingrid teaching me to churn it, her hands steady as she showed me how to turn milk into survival. Astrid loves it, scooping it with a wooden spoon, her eyes bright despite the smoke. These foods aren't just sustenance, they're memories, tying us to the land, the seasons, the hands that made them. But there's more to our meals than filling bellies. I've learned a new ritual from our neighbor Sigrid, a wise woman with a knack for herbs, brewing nettle tea to soothe the coughs that come from breathing smoky air. The nettles, dried from summer, steep in a clay pot, their earthy scent mingling with the stew's richness. I pour a cup for Astrid, watching her sip it slowly, her face softening as the warmth spreads. She says it tastes like the forest, and I smile, because it's true. It's the taste of life, of roots and resilience. Brewing tea is a small act, but it's a gift, a way to care for my family when the longhouse's haze takes its toll. Leaf teases me, calling it witch's brew, but he drinks it too, his grin betraying his gratitude. These moments stirring, brewing, laughing are the threads that weave us together, making the longhouse more than a shelter. It's a home, alive with love and purpose. The hearth is our altar, the place where we gather not just to eat, but to dream. Leaf and I talk as we cook, our voices low under the fire's crackle. He speaks of the summer, when we'll fish again, when the fjords will gleam under a bright sun. I dream of a feast so grand it could rival the god's own table. Ingrid joins us, her hands dusted with flour from kneading flatbreads, dark loaves of rye and barley, sometimes stretched with pine bark when grain runs low. They're not delicate, but they're ours, baked on hot stones by the fire, each one a testament to our planning. I think of you, maybe savoring a bowl of chili on a snowy night, and I know you understand the comfort of a meal that warms the soul. Our flatbreads, our stew, our tea, they're not just food, they're hope, baked and brewed to carry us through. The dark dot mead is our secret weapon, a sweet, fermented honey drink that does more than warm our toes. It lifts our spirits, makes Leaf's terrible jokes funnier, and softens the ache in our lungs. We sip it sparingly, passing a horn around the fire, each gulp a burst of calories and courage. Torin says it's the god's own drink, and I believe him. There's a spark in it that makes the longhouse feel alive, even when the wind howls outside. The mead, like the stew, helps us sleep, lulling us into a deep, heavy rest that's as vital as the fire itself. I feel it now, the weight of a full stomach, the warmth of tea in my hands. And I know it's why we wake each morning, ready to fight another day. Astrid curls up beside me, her spoon clattering in the empty skyer bowl, and I stroke her hair, my heart full. This is our strength, our magic, our saga. The cold outside is a thief, creeping through every crack, but our food is our shield. I've seen hunger claim lives, heard tales of families who didn't store enough, their fires gone cold, but not us. We planned, we preserved, we endured. The herring hanging above the hearth, the cheese wheels in the corner, the skyer in its clay pots, they're our armor, as vital as the wool we wear. I think of my grandmother, her hands kneading dough, her voice telling stories of winters survived. She taught me that food is more than sustenance. It's a promise, a vow to keep going. Every meal is a ritual, a moment to gather and remember who we are. The nettle tea steams in my cup, its warmth a quiet gift, and I feel a swell of pride. We're not just eating, we're fighting, loving, living. There's a mystery in this act of feasting, a power in turning simple ingredients into survival. The stew, the skyer, the mead, they're more than food. They're our defiance, our joy, our legacy. I look at Leif, his face lit by the fire, and I see the boy who'll grow into a warrior. I look at Astrid, her eyes bright with dreams, and I know she'll carry our stories forward. The longhouse hums with life, the hearths glow a beacon in the dark. I think of you, listening to this tale, and I hope you feel it, the warmth, the grit, the love that fuels us. If this story of Viking feasts, woven with courage and care, has hooked you, hit that subscribe button to join us for more. Your support keeps our hearth burning, inspiring us to share more tales of how we turned winter's bite into a triumph. Stay with me, and I'll show you how we feasted through the freeze, one steaming bowl at a time. The rhythm of our meals is a cycle, tying us to the seasons and each other. Summer's bounty fish, grain, herbs becomes winter's salvation, stored in barrels and pots that line the longhouse walls. I remember helping Ingrid salt the herring, my hands stinging from the brine, but my heart light with the knowledge that we'd eat well when the snow came. The stew we cook now is a memory of those days, a taste of autumn in a frozen world. Leif adds a pinch of dried thyme, a secret he learned from Sigrid, and the scent makes my mouth water. We eat to live, but we also eat to dream, to believe in a spring that feels so far away. The flatbreads baked on stones are dense but filling, a reminder of the earth that sustains us. Astrid chews hers slowly, her eyes half closed, and I know she's drifting toward sleep, her body warmed by the meal. The night is a living beast in Bergen, where the wind roars through the fjords at a merciless 10 degrees Fahrenheit, its icy breath clawing at my skin as if the gods themselves are testing my resolve. I am Ira, a Viking woman of 20 winters, standing in the heart of this frozen darkness, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and defiance. In the 9th century, winter is no mere season, it's a crucible, forging us in frost and fire, demanding we cling to each other to survive. Inside our Oslo longhouse, the air hums with the warmth of family, the glow of the hearth, and the raw, haunting songs we sing to keep the cold at bay. This is no ordinary tale of endurance. It's a saga of community, of voices raised in harmony, of souls bound by a shared will to outlast the night. There's a mystery here, a secret woven into the laughter, the stories, and the heat of our bodies pressed close. How did we Vikings turn the darkest, coldest nights into a celebration of life? Step into my world, where every song is a shield, every embrace a victory, and let me hook you with a story so vivid you'll feel the fire's warmth and the frost's bite. Stay until the end, and I'll unravel the heart of our survival, note by note, until the final chord fades. Our longhouse, a 70-foot fortress of timber and turf, stands defiant against the Bergen snow, its walls a thick 3 feet of moss and straw that hold the cold at arm's length. Inside, the air is heavy with smoke, stinging my eyes, but it's a small price for the 50 degrees Fahrenheit warmth that wraps us like a promise. The fire pit, a long trench of glowing embers, is our lifeline, casting shadows that dance across the blackened rafters. But it's not the fire alone that keeps us alive, it's us. My family and our village, huddled together in a bond stronger than any storm. Tonight, we gather for Ule, the midwinter festival that lights up our world like a beacon in the dark. The bonfire outside roars 10 feet high, its flames a challenge to the night, and I feel a surge of joy so fierce it drowns the wind's howl. My sister Astrid, barely 12, clings to my side, her eyes wide as she watches the sparks spiral upward. This is our defiance, our magic, our survival. The longhouse is alive with voices, a chorus of neighbors and kin who fill the space with laughter and song. We crowd onto raised platforms, our beds of straw and moss covered with wool blankets and reindeer hides. My sheep, Freya, stands in the byre, her woolly bulk radiating heat like a small sun, her breath steaming in the chilly air. She's no pet, but her warmth is a gift, adding 1,000 BTUs to our crowded haven. The goats and chickens shuffle nearby, their soft noises a quiet counterpoint to the fire's crackle. My father, Torin, passes a horn of mead, its sweet fire warming my throat, and I feel a pang of gratitude for this moment. Our village, our animals, our fire, all woven into a tapestry of survival. Astrid giggles as my brother Leif tells a saga of a warrior who wrestled a frost giant, his voice rising over the crowd, and I see the spark in her eyes. This is what Ule does. It lifts us, binds us, makes us whole. Our songs are the heart of the festival, a new tradition taught by our elder Gudrun, whose voice cracks with age but carries the weight of centuries. She leads us in a chant about the sun's return, her words weaving a spell that makes the cold feel far away. I join in, my voice blending with Ingrid's and Leif's, and the sound is raw, like the wind itself, but it's ours. The melody is haunting, a blend of joy and melancholy that speaks of ancestors who faced winters worse than this and lived to tell the tale. I think of you, gathered around a Christmas table or a Thanksgiving fire, and I know you feel it, the warmth of voices raised together, the strength of a shared moment. Our songs aren't just music. They're a shield against despair, a reminder that we're not alone. Astrid sways beside me, her small hand in mine, and I feel a swell of love so deep it aches. This is our power, our mystery, our triumph. Ule is more than a party, it's a lifeline, a psychological anchor in a season that could break the strongest spirit. We feast on preserved venison, roasted over the bonfire, its smoky richness a gift from summer hunts. Flatbreads, dense with rye, are passed around, and the mead flows freely, its warmth loosening our tongues. We play games, riddles that stump Leaf, wrestling matches that send Astrid into fits of laughter when I pin her gently to the straw. The air is thick with smoke and joy, and I feel alive, my heart pounding with the rhythm of our songs. Good tells a story of a winter so harsh it froze the sea, yet our people danced under the stars. I look at my family, at the faces lit by firelight, and I know we're carrying that legacy forward. The cold can howl, but we sing louder. Our voices, a challenge to the night. Community is our strength, a bond forged in necessity and love. When a neighbor's roof sags under snow, we dig it out together, our hands numb but our spirits high. When food runs low, we share our last fish, knowing that survival is a group effort. I think of Sigrid, who brought us nettle tea when Astrid's cough grew sharp, and I feel a rush of gratitude. She's not family, but she's kin, part of the chain that holds our village together. In the longhouse we sleep close, our breaths mingling, Freya's warmth a steady hum. It's not private, privacy is a myth here, but it's powerful. Torin's quiet presence anchors us, his hands steady as he tends the fire. Ingrid's laughter, rare but bright, lights up the room. Leaf's snores, loud as a bear, make me smile. This is our world, a crowded, smoky haven where every touch, every voice is a lifeline. The mystery of our survival lies in these moments when we sing, when we share, when we hold each other close. I think of the stories we'll tell come spring, of nights spent under firs, of songs that drowned out the wind. The longhouse is more than walls and fire. It's a testament to our will. I feel the weight of it, all the cold, the smoke, the Lovind. It's heavy, but it's ours. Astrid's hand is warm in mine, her breathing soft as she drifts toward sleep, and I know we'll wake to fight another day. If this tale of Viking community, woven with song and fire, has hooked you, hit that subscribe button to join us for more. Your support fuels our saga, inspiring us to share more stories of how we turned winter's darkness into a celebration of life. Stay with me, and I'll show you how we made the coldest nights our own, one voice at a time. The fire crackles, its glow casting shadows that dance like spirits, and I feel the pulse of our village. Gudrun's song lingers in my mind, its melody, a thread connecting us to ancestors who faced winters we can only imagine. I think of the sagas Torin tells, of warriors who laughed in the face of frost, and I feel their strength in my bones. Our games are a spark in the dark. Leaf's riddles, sharp and clever, make us think. The wrestling matches, rough but joyful, make us laugh. Astrid pins me once, her small frame surprisingly strong, and the crowd cheers, their voices a chorus of pride. These moments are our fuel, keeping our spirits high when the sun hides for weeks. I think of your holiday gatherings, the way you come together to share stories and warmth, and I know you understand. Ule is our Christmas, our Thanksgiving, our defiance of the dark. The livestock in the byre are more than animals, they're partners, their warmth a gift we can't survive without. Freya's woolly back is a comfort as I rest my hand on her, her heat seeping through my fingers. The goats bleat softly, the chickens cluck, and I feel a strange kinship with them. They're part of our chain, their body heat a quiet miracle that keeps the longhouse bearable. I remember a night when the fire burned low, and we huddled closer to Freya, her warmth a lifeline as the wind screamed outside. It's not cozy, not in the way you might know, but it's effective, a raw kind of love that binds us all. Ingrid says the animals are our kin, and I believe her. They give us wool, milk, and warmth, and we give them shelter. It's a pact, unspoken but unbreakable. I am Ira, a 20-year-old Viking woman living in the 9th century, and my story is one of grit, warmth, and unbreakable community, set against the brutal Scandinavian winters that test the very soul of our people. In Oslo, Bergen, Reykjavik, and Stockholm, where temperatures plummet to -20 degrees Fahrenheit, -29 degrees Celsius, the cold is not just a season, but a relentless adversary, a predator that could freeze breath in our lungs, or claim lives in a single night. My tale, woven across 5 vivid chapters, is a testament to how my family and village survived the darkest, coldest nights through ingenuity, resilience, and the bonds that held us together. For you, young history lovers in the US, Canada, and England, aged 16 to 40, this is not just a story of survival, it's a saga of defiance, love, and the human spirit, crafted to pull you into a world where every fire, every thread, every song was a victory over the frost. In Oslo, our longhouse stands as a fortress, a 70-foot timber and turf haven, where my family, my mother, Ingrid, father Torin, brother Leif, and little sister Astrid huddle against the -20 degrees Fahrenheit cold. The walls, 3 feet thick, are packed with moss and straw, the sod roof layered with grass to keep snow at bay. Inside, the air is thick with smoke from the central fire pit, pushing the temperature to a bearable 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius, though it stings our eyes and coats our lungs. We sleep on raised platforms, stuffed with straw and moss, layered with wool blankets and reindeer hides. Astrid curls beside me, her warmth a comfort, while our cow Bruna, in the byre, radiates heat like a furnace, her 1,000 BTUs a lifeline. Every night, I carve protective runes into the bedpost, a ritual taught by Ingrid, etching hope against the spirits that lurk in the dark. The smoke preserves our food, herring and venison hanging above, but it's a harsh companion, blackening the rafters and making Astrid cough. Yet, this longhouse is our world, a smoky cocoon where we sleep, dream, and defy the frost. The mystery of our survival lies in this cramped, warm space where every breath is a triumph, every rune a prayer. In Reykjavik, the wind bites at 10 degrees Fahrenheit, -12 degrees Celsius, but my wool armor shields me. My linen shift, a rare luxury, lies beneath a wool tunic dyed indigo with woad, trousers wrapped with fabric strips, and a fur-lined cloak pinned with a bronze brooch. An amber amulet at my belt, a gift from Torin, swings as a talisman of luck. Shop but keep my feet dry in foot-deep snow. Some wear capes of animal intestines, their fishy scent a small price for waterproofing. Wool is our lifeblood, spun from our sheep's fleece in a meditative rhythm by the fire. Ingrid and I weave at the loom, crafting patterns of crimson and green, each stripe a memory of summer. Astrid learns, her clumsy hands eager, and I see her dreams taking shape. Spinning and weaving are more than chores, their creation, a way to weave hope into fabric. The cold is a thief, but our wool is a shield. a testament to our craftsmanship and courage, making every layer a story of survival. Back in the longhouse, the hearth is our heart, its flames fueling the stew that Leaf and I cook: venison, barley, turnips, simmering into a 2,500-calorie lifeline that warms us for sleep. Preserved herring, sharp and salty, and lutefisk, a lye-soaked dare, keep us fed when fresh food is a memory. Hard cheese and skyr, a sour protein-packed yogurt, are our pride, stored from summer to sustain us. I brew nettle tea, a trick from our neighbor Sigrid, to soothe our smoky lungs. Its earthy taste, a comfort Astrid calls forest in a cup. Meals are rituals, binding us with laughter and stories as we plan for spring. The mead we sip, sweet and fiery, lifts our spirits, making Leaf's jokes funnier and the cold less daunting. Food is our armor, each bite a choice to endure, each sip a spark of joy. The hearth's glow, the steam of tea, the weight of a full stomach, these are our weapons, lulling us into restful sleep against the -15 degrees Fahrenheit chill outside in Bergen. The Ule Festival transforms our village into a beacon of light at 10 degrees Fahrenheit. The bonfire roars, its 10-foot flames a challenge to the dark as we gather in the longhouse, crowded with neighbors and kin. We sing ancestral songs, led by Elder Gudrun, their haunting melodies weaving joy and melancholy. Astrid clings to me, her laughter bright as Leaf tells sagas of frost giants. We feast on venison and flatbreads, share mead and play riddles and wrestling matches that send Astrid into giggles. Freya, our sheep, warms the byre, her heat a quiet gift alongside Bruna's. Community is our strength, roofs sag, we dig. When food runs low, we share. These moments, filled with song and laughter, are our shield against despair, a reminder that we're not alone. Ule is our defiance, a celebration of life that echoes your holiday gatherings, a fire that burns brighter than winter's gloom. In Stockholm, at -15 degrees Fahrenheit, our mindset is our greatest weapon. Winter is a test, not a curse, and we meet it with stoic resolve. I carve bone jewelry from deer antlers, a new craft to honor ancestors and calm my mind. Each bead is a story, a prayer for spring, its smooth surface grounding me. We adapt leeks with moss, thickening stew with turnips, filling nights with songs and games. Community is our anchor. We share food, rebuild roofs, and lift each other up. Sigrid's tea, a neighbor's shared fish, Torin's steady hands, they're our chain, unbroken by cold. The longhouse hums with life, Freya's snores, a soft rhythm, and I feel pride in our endurance. We're not just surviving, we're forging a legacy, proving that winter hardens us for spring. This saga of fire, wool, food, and community is a testament to our unbreakable spirit, a story that burns bright against the frost. The profound lesson from IRA's saga is that resilience is born from community and purposeful adaptation. The Vikings didn't just endure winter's brutality. They thrived by leaning on each other, turning simple resources, wool, food, fire, and song, to tools of survival. Their mindset, seeing hardship as a proving ground, and their interdependence, sharing everything from warmth to hope, ensured no one faced the cold alone. This teaches us that our strength lies in connection and ingenuity, not in isolation or complaint. In your modern life, Whether you're a 16-year-old facing school pressures or a 40-year-old navigating career challenges, building your own longhouse, a community of friends, family, or colleagues who support you. Adapt like era. Turn small resources, time, skills, kindness into solutions. Whether it's studying smarter, collaborating at work, or sharing a meal with loved ones. Embrace challenges as tests that shape you, and let connection be your warmth. Next time life feels like a -20 degrees Fahrenheit night, gather your people, share your resources, and craft your own saga of triumph. What do you think, history lovers? Does IRA's story of Viking resilience inspire you to face your own challenges with grit and community? Have you ever leaned on others to get through a tough time, or found strength in small rituals like IRA's rune carving or tea brewing? Share your thoughts in the comment side. Love to hear how you build your own longhouse in today's world. Your stories remind us that human endurance is timeless, whether in a Viking village or a modern city. For architectural insight, consider the longhouse's design. Its thick, moss-packed walls and sod roof maximized heat retention, a model of sustainable engineering. Modern architects can draw inspiration from this, using natural materials like earth or straw for insulation, proving that ancient wisdom can inform eco-friendly designs today. If IRS saga of fire, wool, and unbreakable bonds has warmed your heart, hit that subscribe button to fuel our channel. Your support inspires us to keep crafting stories that bring history to life, connecting you to the past's enduring lessons. Join us for more tales of human triumph, and let's keep the hearth burning together.